Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for another episode of Transfer Talk. Before we get started, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you're watching on Twitter, look in the tweet. The YouTube link is in the tweet. Come join us on YouTube. And yeah, let's get into some comments. Kenny says, I have to isolate for another 10 days. ICBA. I feel for you, Mo. I do feel for you. 2 days after going back to school. Welcome, Renato Sanchez. I spoke to Renato Sanchez, Valvishwan. He says he doesn't like you. I don't know why. I presume you were in his house or something. I'm only joking. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Obviously, we've got a fair bit to talk about today. So let's just cut the crap and get into it then. So straight away, we're starting with Brandon Williams. He is close to sealing a loan move to Southampton. It looks like it'll be a season-long loan move. United fans, do you think this is the right club for Brandon? And do you think this is the right decision for him? Screw Ollie. I mean, obviously, Ollie doesn't really like you young players, so there is that aspect as well. We're also talking Camavinga. The price has been revealed. How much it will probably take you to get Camavinga this summer. So we're going to talk about that as well. Erling Haaland is too expensive for Chelsea. I never thought I'd utter them words in my life, but apparently Erling Haaland is too expensive for Chelsea this summer. We're also talking Griezmann, who is a realistic alternative to Harry Kane if Manchester City cannot land Harry Kane. And with how Daniel Levy is acting of recent months, it's looking unlikely that will happen. And we're also talking Renato Sanchez, who is very close to signing for Liverpool. We'll get into that. I think his contract length has been revealed as well. So Renato Sanchez, Liverpool fans, would you be happy with that move? But yeah, let me just stop doing all of that and let me get my figures up. Well, not my figures, my information. Whilst I do that, I'll go to some comments. In fact, what I do want to do is check that. Yeah, that's all good. Now, I like to check it. Renato Sanchez over United's midfield. Yeah, it's all right. Another passion merchant needs to improve his ability on the ball. It says Manu Herbert. Big up. No, big up to Chris in the chat as well. Big up to yourself. And Velv, shut the fuck up. Audio is working. That's what I was just checking. I literally just went to check that. I was like, is it? Because sometimes, so I switched it. And it should have done it automatically, but it didn't. Chris, imagine getting Renato Sanchez. Yeah, Chris is not going to be happy. Chris is not going to be a happy bunny. Could never be us. Well, you did sign, who was it? Some dickhead. Alexis Sanchez. You also paid a lot for that dickhead. Let's get straight into it. So let's start with Brandon Williams. Let's start with this young man who is looking to go out on loan. Sick of Ollie not using him. Sick of the behaviour of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, what's actually been said? Well, Manchester United defender Brandon Williams is nearing a move to Southampton after a chase that has been going since the back end of 2020. Obviously, he was looking at going out on loan last January, but Ollie stepped in his way and prevented this young man from getting first-team exposure. Williams played a big part of Ollie's Gunnar Solskjaer squad during the injury crisis back in 2019, and Peter Maluk short on the left back spot in the starting lineup and performing relatively well throughout. A deal never materialised in the end, with Solskjaer opting to keep hold of Williams as cover for right back position for Aaron Wan-Bissaka after Timothy Fosu-Mensah departed on a permanent deal to Bayer Leverkusen. Williams, 20, would go on to make a further 9 appearances before the end of the season across both fullback positions, but wasn't quite enough to quench his thirst for first team action. Southampton now closing in on a deal to take him to St Mary's for the upcoming season, with Ralph Hasenhüttl keen to give him a chance to make either the right back or left back position his own. Southampton CEO Martin Siemens, speaking to BBC Radio Solent midway through last season, confirmed the club's interest in Williams and admitted that if the opportunity arose, they'd be likely in the race. Lockdown and COVID doesn't change our desire to improve where we need to and where we can, particularly in that defensive unit. He said, if we had an opportunity to do a deal for a player such as Brandon Williams, then we would do it. Ralph has got a very clear view on it, which is that if somebody can come and improve the squad and make us better, either now or in 6 months' time, then we'll do it. Back in January, United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer admitted he didn't think a lot of players would be leaving the club and brought this quote from the Austrian coach. He's an interesting player and a very good player, yes, Hasenhüttl told Hampshire Live. As Ollie said, he does not think a lot of players will leave this club, so we keep on going. Reds have been open into strengthening their squad in the summer window, and that includes letting players leave on loan. Solskjaer spoke at the end of the last season about the club's plans, saying, we've got a few players on loan that might come back. There's an interest in a few going out. You want to come out of the transfer window strengthened. It's difficult to say, but I can't see too many outgoings. The suggestion is that Williams will be one of those outgoings sooner rather than later. Now, about this one, he really doesn't. He needs to go out on loan. He needs to get first team exposure. I think everyone can agree with that. He should have gone out on loan last summer. Well, last January. If Ollie had zero intention of using him as a right back or whatever, should have let him go out on loan. He really should have let Brandon Williams go out on loan and work on his ability, work on his movement, work on everything he needs to work on, but getting game time, because every young player needs game time. You are not going to improve if you're not getting played. If you're not getting played, then you're not going to improve. It's as simple as that. It really is. Now, there's not, Ollie's saying there's not going to be many outgoings this summer. And I probably would agree with that. There should be a lot of loans, though. There should be a fair few. I'd get Elanga out on loan. I'd get Brandon Williams out on loan. I don't know about Amad Diallo. I don't know. I am tempted to say, yes, give him a season-long loan at another club, preferably in the Premier League. So see if there's a club that wants Amad Diallo, because you've got Sancho. You're not selling Dan James, which I frankly have no idea why you wouldn't. Get Diallo out on loan. Let him improve. Players need game time. That's simple. You even know that on fucking Football Manager, for goodness sake. When you've got a young player coming through, the idea for them is get them out on loan or play them and they'll improve. It's the same in real life. There's nothing different between Football Manager and fucking real life when it comes to a young player. They need game time. They need that exposure. I think Brandon Williams is a good right back. I really think he is, because I think there's bits about him that I really do like. His shithousery, his tackling, his commitment, his desire. Yes, what he lacks obviously on the ball in terms of technique, but his passion. And if I hear one person talk about a fucking passion merchant, I'ma hurt you, because you need those players. You need the players that do have that passion. You need those players that do like that club, do love that club, and want the club to succeed. Because you put them alongside, so you put Brandon next to a very, very good centre-back like a Varane, in terms of Brandon on the right. His tenacity, his desire, his commitment, his energy will be so crucial to Manchester United, because then you have the players like Varane and Pogba and Bruno, who might not necessarily have the same love for the club, but are just way ahead in terms of ability. You need all those components to have a successful squad. Look at Phil Foden. He obviously is very talented, but he's got that love for Man City. And that's what you need at all clubs, up and down the footballing ladder, right? I need it. We need it down in Plymouth Argyle in League One. We need those players who love the club, who will fight for the badge. Obviously, alongside really good players. Getting Brandon out on loan is really, really needed, because I think he'll be really good at some point. So you lot are talking about, right. Big up, Niall. So gutted that Haaland news. Like you, I am surprised we Chelsea cannot afford him. I was shocked when I saw that. I was shocked. But we'll go into that in a bit more detail in a second. But I was equally as shocked. Williams to Southampton, be right move for him. He would start for Southampton, in my opinion. Certainly would have a better opportunity. I mean, Kyle Walker-Peters, yeah, he's good, but I actually think Brandon is better. I actually do think Brandon is better. Right, so you're still talking about right, so I'm trying to get relevant comments. Mustafa says if Brandon goes out on loan, that means a backup right back is coming, or it means you're keeping Dalot. It could mean that you're just keeping Diego Dalot, which wouldn't be a bad move. He's as a backup right back. Diego Dalot is not that bad to have as backup right back. Don't think Brandon will start, but KWP is injury prone, so he could get game time. He won't play left back because Saints just. I think he'll get in over Walker-Peters. I think he will. I think Brandon has definitely got a lot of ability in him, and I think he would get in over Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters is better. He's criminally underrated. Well, Brandon Williams is criminally underrated as well. Really, really underrated. This kid, and we also have to remember, this kid can play left back. He can also play right back. Really good young player. And yeah, he's raw, as are most young players. Mason Greenwood is still ridiculously raw. There's things he's going to learn, and his game's going to develop, and it's going to adapt. But Brandon Williams is criminally underrated by a lot of people. Maybe it's because my sort of right back is different to yours, because I don't necessarily give a flying shit if you're whipping in crosses or you're shagging the goalkeeper at the other end. If you've got the energy, the commitment, the tackling, the tenacity, all of those things, I like that in a right back. I want someone who's going to get in your face. Brandon will get in your face. Someone who isn't afraid of a tackle. Brandon's not afraid of a tackle. These are the sorts of things I look in a right back. Maybe it's because my team's in League One and we have a different philosophy than a Trent or whatever. I want someone who's going to get in your face. And Brandon will. He reminds me of a lot like Gary Neville, who, yes, on the ball wasn't the best. But my God, when you came up against Gary Neville, you were in a fight, a full-blown fight. And half the time you didn't get out of it because Gary Neville would just fight you. And he would just be in your face. It really is that simple. Williams should do well at Southampton, helping them in a relegation fight. I don't think they will be. I think he'll do quite well. I think Southampton will do quite well. Big up to Southampton. They just need a bit of depth. They can get a bit of depth in that squad. Southampton, for me, right near the mid-table, maybe even pushing Europa Conference League. Really, really think Hasenhüttl's got a really good squad there. Just needs a bit of work. Wolf is emotionless again. What's the news on Griezmann to Chelsea? There is no news to Griezmann to Chelsea. It's Griezmann to Man City. Agreed, Southampton need depth. Yeah, more like Hasenhüttl needs a depth. I think he's a real talent as well. So really interesting there. But let's move on. Let's talk Camavinga, shall we? £35 million will be enough to get Camavinga. So 40 million euros, 35 million pounds should be enough to take Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. Manchester United are leading the race to sign him. He will not sign a new contract. That is according to Liquippy. Eduardo Camavinga's case is not linked with that of Paul Pogba. So Paul doesn't have to leave for Camavinga to come in. This is a completely separate thing, nothing to do with Paul Pogba. Might mean that Ollie wants to dismantle that double pivot, or he's been told to dismantle it. One of the two. Definitely one of the two. Sky Sports understand that United have held informal talks with Camavinga, his representatives, with the teenager having entered the final year of his contract. Rennies want him to sign a new deal. That just won't happen. Camavinga can sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club in January, with his contract situation meaning Rennies are in a really delicate situation. They know clubs are prepared to wait unless they lower their valuation. United, like other interested clubs, know they can eliminate the competition by going in for a bid this summer. Now, at the moment, United are the only club that's really had any conversations with his representatives. Now, if United are quick on this, they get him. In my opinion, if United go in there straight away, here's 35 mil, get that contract done, get Camavinga, jump that queue, get ahead of PSG, get ahead of Madrid, right? You do that, you get Varane. Look at those three signings. You've got Eduardo Camavinga. You've got Sancho, and you've got Varane. If all of those come in, what a squad! What a transfer window for Manchester United. And don't say the Glazers perfect then, because they still haven't done everything you need them to do. Let's wait a couple of years and see what they do. Southampton will survive. I think they will. They absolutely will. For me, Southampton are in a relegation fight all season. I think you're chatting shit. Just think you're chatting shit. He's chatting shit. He's chatting shit. Kenny's chatting shit. You chatty shit. They don't have consistency. Well, half the time, because they were playing their young kids when they had no players left. When half their players were injured, they're relying on the youth, Kenny. Now, how about we take away all of United's depth and you have to rely on, I don't know, fucking Will Fish and fucking Ilanga. And if Bruno gets injured, well, no. You cannot play Donny. No, you must go play Hannibal. We'll see how well Manchester United do, shall we? What a dumb comment. What a dumb comment from half a stupid person. Kenny, your maths are terrible if you think they're in a relegation battle. Ramos to PSG. It makes sense. It really does make sense for me. Start drinking. I will be after this. So I'll probably do it at, around about 6, 7-ish. It's coming home. Hey, Charles. Oh, Jesus. Can you time out Valve? Ban Valve, right. Another great talent in Camavinga signing for United. Chelsea not even started our transfer business. Great news for rival clubs. It really is. And I thought this summer, I thought Chelsea were going to be right up there in terms of how quickly they were going to get their business done. I think we looked at last season and the amount of players you brought in. I was half expecting. I know I've been saying about how you won't get Haaland, but in the back of my head, I was like, they should get Haaland. They could get Haaland, but it doesn't look like you are. I'm still depressed, Wolf. No, you're forgetting how. Well, yeah, Kenny, you're forgetting what I just said. During that moment, they have half their players injured. And they are relying on their youth prospects to come in and do the job. So, at the back end of next season, what I'm going to say is we'll take out Bruno, we'll take out Greenwood, we'll take out Rashford, we'll take out Sancho, we'll take out Maguire, we'll take out fucking whoever your midfield is, and we'll replace it with Will Fish, Ilanga, Shatiri, fucking Hannibal, Will Fish, and we'll see how United do. Because if that's the case, Kenny, and if you do wonderful, brilliant, but you wouldn't, you'd fuck up. I mean, you lost Harry Maguire for about 4 weeks and you turned into fucking QPR. You literally lost Maguire for less than a month or maybe about a month. You turned into Queen's Park fucking Rangers. Your defence was shaky as shit. So don't come at me with these really dumb statements. Just to clarify, we have until August, just wait. You don't have till August, though. I mean, season starts in August. I mean, you want someone to... You want the players in there so that Tuchel can work with them and fit them into a system. Kenny Southampton had injuries. They did. Ings wants to leave. You can replace Ings. He's not irreplaceable, mate. Big up to Charles Strong, absolutely. Chelsea are reportedly targeting Everton striker Calvert-Lewin. Wow. Wow, if that is true, that is a madness. That is a madness. If that is true, that is mad. But yeah, Camavinga, 35 mil. We'll see if United do it. This story is going to carry on going, and we'll just see sort of as time goes, and we'll see how this does. Erling Haaland to Chelsea. This is one that has sort of shocked me, especially coming from a tier 1 journalist. This has come from a tier 1 journalist, Julian Lorenz, who said Chelsea have to pay more than 150 million euros for Erling Haaland, plus have to agree terms with the player and Mino Raiola. It involves a huge fee. There's nothing advanced at the moment. That is from Fabrizio Romano. This one from Julian Lorenz saying there was contract from Chelsea with Raiola and Alfie, obviously, Alfie being his father. I was told 3 weeks ago they were going to try, but maybe they're realising now it's too much. It's 150 million, but you have to pay Raiola and the dad. So that's your window over. No Rice, no centre-back. And that's the madness. That is the mad bit, right, about this. 150 euros. So you're looking at probably 140, 135 million. The dad wants a huge cut. He wants a big payday, right? I think it's disgusting how his dad's using his son to get more money. But when the agent is Mino Raiola, can you really be shocked? Mino Raiola is not going to be cheap. You're going to have to pay him, and he's going to want a substantial amount of money. So if you do that, Julian is right. That's no Rice. That's no centre-back. Really difficult, actually. It's mad, actually. So I don't think Chelsea are getting Haaland. I've said this a fair few times. I've been laughed at. I've been told I'm an idiot, blah, 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 blah. You're not getting Haaland. If you get Haaland, I'll be fucking shocked. So shocked. Yeah, that's Haaland, really. It's really unfortunate how this has happened. We are preparing a bid, by the way, now according to Jackie Henchman. We'll cover that tomorrow then. 35 mil is bargain. Don't touch Mustafa Valve. Mustafa's got bodyguards now. Let's talk Griezmann to City, though. Let's talk Antoine Griezmann to Manchester City. Antoine Griezmann remains a realistic option for Manchester City this summer if they are unable to sign Tottenham Hotspur striker Harry Kane. Manchester City have boosted their pursuit of Antoine Griezmann after Barcelona reportedly put him up for sale. Griezmann has become a major target for Man City after they said goodbye to Sergio Aguero. The club legend has joined Barcelona on a free transfer, but his replacement may come from the exact same destination. City's top target is Harry Kane, but he is too expensive, so Griezmann is the number one alternative. And the thing with this is, we said yesterday that Barcelona are in some real deep shit financially, and they need to offload wages. It's the biggest bit. They need to cut that wage bill right down to even get any of their players back. To get Messi re-signed, you have to cut down the wages. So Antoine Griezmann or someone of that ilk, even we said yesterday, could United be cheeky and try and get Frenkie de Jong? Which comment are you on about? If Chelsea get Haaland, I'll drink 2 glasses of toilet water. Please go get help. Please go get help. But yeah, look, Barcelona really need money. Manchester City really need a striker, so it really works for both of them. But yeah, Griezmann to Man City, I can see it happening. I am sort of shocked that Chelsea aren't looking at Griezmann. Could play that number 9 role. Chelsea need a striker. Why are Chelsea not looking at Antoine Griezmann? Chelsea, for me, have gone for two difficult ones. They've gone for Haaland and Kane. Haaland, Riola's going to be a dick. And Daniel Levy, well, he's going to be a dick. Why not look at Antoine Griezmann? Why are Chelsea? I don't know what's happened with Chelsea. Normally, they're so good in transfer window. This year, they seem to be... We're going to dab our fingers there. And I don't know if Man U and Chelsea have swapped transfer strategies, but fuck me. Would not go well. Would not go well. It's not going well for Chelsea at all. Chelsea ain't getting Haaland. Griezmann plays as a false 9 forward, which City played with last season. That is true. That is true. Could fit into the Chelsea system, though. That is Griezmann, and look, probably will end up at City, let's be real. They need a striker, false 9, or whatever you want to do. It could work. But let's talk lastly about Renato Sanchez before I put the link in the chat. Renato Sanchez. The deal is very close with... So the deal is very close. 37 million euros. So you're probably looking at around 32 mil. Plus 3 million on add-ons. So objectives. That's probably what? In total... 35 mil. Contract till 2026, so a 5-year deal with a salary of 4.5 per year and 2 million signing on fee. What do you make of that? What do you make of that? I think, to be honest, it'd be a good deal for Liverpool. They need a striker. That is true. Not a striker, fucking midfielder. It's because everyone's looking for fucking strikers at the moment. City looking for, Lukaku. I thought Lukaku said he was staying at Inter. They've just sold Hakimi. Don't know if that will happen. You'll probably be in the same boat. You're going to have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to prize him off. How long's his contract left? It's a complete madness. No. It doesn't look like that. I don't think Roman is pulling out much money for that. I really don't. But I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. Come on and have your say about any of the stories we're talking about today. So we're talking Brandon Williams to Southampton. We're also talking Camavinga to United, Haaland, Chelsea, Griezmann and City, and obviously last but not least, finally, Renato Sanchez to Liverpool. So make sure, if you do want to come on and have your say, make sure to join us like right now. But we're joined by Kenny. How are you doing, mate?
Not very good with me out to isolate for another 10 days.
Yeah. Do you want some advice?
Yeah.
Get over it and deal with it. Hey. Having to stay at home for 10 days is not going to kill you. That I know of. Unless you live with a mass murderer, and then, yeah, I'd definitely moan like a little bitch. But what do you want to talk about?
Can I talk about Camavinga and Haaland?
Camavinga, yeah. Camavinga and Haaland, you may.
So first of all, Camavinga. Right, lads. Imagine not getting Camavinga could never be us. I mean, he's a very, very good midfielder. He'd fit into our system perfectly. And he's 18 years old as well. He's not one of these. I don't really like to say this. Established players.
Right, yeah.
Players. You know what I mean? Like established but older players.
Yeah.
He's not like that. Those type of players don't stay with you for 2 years. He can stay with us easily for 10 years. Yeah. He's 8, even for the 15 years he could stay with us. So it was a very, very good signing because he could be a starting midfielder for 10 to 15 years. Mm-hmm. And it'll be very, very long for him as our starting midfielder.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not like it wouldn't help us. It's not like it's not because with Van der Beek, it was clear that all he wanted. He wanted to be. With this, he clearly wants Camavinga. I think Camavinga will get the starting role. And I do see it happening. And as for Haaland, well, The thing is, the Chelsea fans still think it's going to happen for some odd reason. It's not going to happen because I remember last summer I've experienced this. This long transfer saga that goes for so long. We still think it's going to get done, and then it's going to get done with Sancho. I experienced that. So I can just say from experience, it's not going to get done. Because what Dortmund going to do is they're going to carry on the man with 150 million or nothing, and then Chelsea's aren't going to pay up, and then I think Chelsea's going to get like a Harry Kane.
It's also not just that, is it? It's about the agent's fee. So you got to pay Riola probably about 9 million Big Macs because that fat man needs to chuck more food in his gob. You probably also need to pay off Haaland's father, which I don't know why he's using his son for money, but you know, agents mean Riola. So, and his dad played for City, so questionable loyalties at best. No, I just think now I really don't like Haaland's family. Well, I think his dad's a bit of a wanker. Mustafa says De Jong to United. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Now, why is Kenny staying at home for 10 days? Self-isolating. So what he's done is he's come into contact with someone who is positive with COVID-19, and Kenny now has to isolate for 10 days. Or his school is using it as an excuse because he's really annoying and they want to keep him at home. Moustache the Ripper Velvishwan. We love to see it. If that is true, Chris, call the police. But Velvishwan, let's go to you next. What do you want to talk about?
Renato Sanchez.
Of course you want to talk about Renato Sanchez. Is he even a footballer?
Huh?
What?
Yeah, he is a footballer, Renato Sanchez.
I thought it was a basketball player.
I shot some, Kenny.
He's not as good as Declan Rice because Declan Rice is in the semi-final of Euros 2020. Yeah, boys!
They're both different positions.
It doesn't matter.
Mate, I frankly couldn't give a shit. Right now, I will compare Pickford to fucking Cristiano Ronaldo.
I mean, Renato Sanchez has won league titles.
Is Ronaldo in Euros 2020 semi-final? Nah, John Pickford is. Pickford is clear.
But Renato Sanchez has the titles. Where's Declan Rice?
But he's about to have the international Euro 2020 titles, so pipe down.
So has Renato Sanchez.
They barely played.
What do you mean barely played? What?
Hey, you support Switzerland, so your footballing opinions are dodgy at best.
No, Switzerland are good.
17 in Euro 2016.
Yeah.
He played, didn't he?
Nah.
17.
You're chatty. But yeah, anyway, you want to talk about Renato Sanchez?
Yeah. He'll be a good signing if we get him. He's
Right.
physical, pacey, good on the ball,
Indeed.
good on the ball, off the ball. Possibly, I think, possible upgrade on Wijnaldum in terms of like output. And yeah.
I don't think you can get anything other than an upgrade on Wijnaldum.
No. Probably get more goals and assists from Renato Sanchez.
Wijnaldum is shite.
No, he's not, Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum, how many goals and assists did Wijnaldum get?
Okay, Ronaldo never got the assist, but he got the goal.
Exactly.
He got one goal last
Got
year.
one goal.
And just got more goal contributions.
Huh?
See, Wolf has got it right. Euro semi-final, Sancho won. Messi, no.
Wait, what? Messi, what? That doesn't make sense.
It does, Wolf. It does.
But Argentina's not in Euros.
I don't. Who cares? Who cares?
Mate.
I'm using that stat.
Mate, it's who cares, man? I mean, I've been in the same amount of Euro finals as Lionel Messi.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Jordan Pickford has got more Euro semi-finals than Virgil van Dijk. Pickford is clear.
Yeah, but where's Pickford's Champions League?
Jordan Pickford has more.
He got something more important than the Champions League. He got Van Dijk's knee last season.
Oh, wow.
Jordan Pickford has more Euro golden gloves.
Chris isn't going to defend you because he doesn't want.
Alisson won the
Well,
Yashin
mate,
trophy, bro. Relax.
Chris. Not Chris. Velvet Schwan. Chris isn't defending you because he don't want Renato Sanchez, and you're flogging Renato Sanchez.
What were you
Avi's
on Van Dijk?
Hey. Pickford is clear. But I want to go to Chris. Obviously, you've made your opinions very clear on Renato Sanchez. Talk to me about this deal. How are you about this deal? Are you quite annoyed? You clop out? What's your thoughts?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say clop out, but is he any better than Ronaldo?
No, not really.
He's basically the Portuguese Ronaldo, man.
This is true.
Yeah, he's got the flair. That's all we keep jumping on the bouncy castle about. But he's also injury prone.
He'll go well with Matip.
But it's not worse than Matip. It's like
they'll get on quite well. I'm sure they'll share
his injury records like Fabinho.
Come on.
Valve says Pickford is my inspiration. Unlike Van Dijk, he reaches further stages in big tournaments. I've never seen Virgil turn up in big games after toffees.
Kenny is you.
Yeah. No. It says Valve. So I'm going with Valve. No, you will not. No one needs to see your gay porn. Pickford golden Euro golden glove.
No, I'm not having that. It's not my fault, Alisson. You can't blame Alisson for that. He's on Euro.
Big up to RJ. Facts, Kenny. But I want to talk Brandon Williams a little bit.
He won the Yashin trophy, bro. The best goalkeeper of the year.
I want to talk a little bit about Brandon Williams. Kenny, you're obviously a so-called United fan. What do you make of Brandon Williams going out on loan?
So-called United fan.
I heard Kenny was a City fan.
I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to assume I get in trouble.
No, he DM'd me. He said he was a City fan. Hey,
look, I don't like assuming once. I don't like assuming because you get in trouble nowadays. So, Kenny, obviously you are a so-called United fan. What do you make of Brandon Williams going to Southampton on loan?
He needs game time. Ollie's misread him very poorly. I don't know why he just let him go last January. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And he needs game time. And quite frankly, I think he'll do well for signing the relegation battle. So yeah, I think he'll help them to survive. I think he'll help them. I think he'll have a great season. I think he might be Southampton's worst year, to be honest. Because I think he'll do really well in that environment, and I think he'll improve his attacking as well. Because I mean, he was decent at attacking when he was at United. It wasn't. He could get in your face, and he wasn't bad at attacking. So maybe they can improve him in that aspect as well. But yeah, I do want him to go to Southampton because it'll be a good club to learn. It's a good club really to learn about to develop him time. So yeah, I do want him to go.
And Hassan, who always is a really good manager as well, and he'll do really well.
Yeah.
Velve Spanner says, "I am the actual Velve. These views are my views."
No, shut up. I'll ban you.
I feel we should bring in Clavan at centre back to reinforce our options. Him and Reece and Neco Williams are the future of Liverpool. Yeah, well done, Velve. I'm glad you think that. But Velve, talk to me about Brandon Williams and talk to me about him going to Southampton. What's your views on this? Is this the right club and the right move for Brandon?
Yes, I feel like it'll be a decent move. There'll be lots of rotation. Southampton do tend to rotate a lot just due to their injuries.
They try to. They try to anyway. When they have players that actually have their legs still intact, they tend to like to try and rotate. It's not always physically possible, obviously, as you lot may know. RJ, you may come on. Everyone is welcome. The link is in. Why am I about to tell you your links in the chat? Yeah, come on in, mate. Come on in. But yeah, what were you saying, Valve?
Yeah. So he'll probably get it because Kyle Walker-Peters is injury prone. So he'll probably get fill in the games where Kyle Walker-Peters is not available. Yeah. Left back, I'm not too sure because they signed a good left back, Southampton, the French left back. He's actually very good. He had a very good season. And in terms, Southampton like playing attacking football. Hassan Houghton loves playing attacking football. Put Brandon Williams, he'll be playing attacking football with them, and it will be good. And possibly he can replace Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's an overrated right back in the future.
Love to see it. We're joined by RJ, who is also another so-called United fan. I say so-called now because I don't like to assume. It's like Velshwan is a so-called Everton fan.
I'm not an Everton. What?
Hey! You said Pickford is clear of Virgil van Dijk.
Wait, no. What?
I also believe Pickford feigned Van Dijk's knee. But RJ, what do you make of? Talk to me first about Brandon Williams. What do you make of Brandon Williams going on loan to Southampton? Do you think this is the right club, or do you think he should go to a different club? We can't hear you. You're not muted. We'll get back to RJ. We'll go back to RJ. Chris,
What is that?
Chris, I'll go to you next. We'll keep on the Brandon Williams subject, and we'll go through them sort of each by each. What do you make of Brandon Williams to Southampton? Is that the right club for him, or do you think that a different club would be better for him?
It's the right move for him, in my opinion, because there's no way he's no way he's getting down at United now. I think, and Southampton, I think he's done enough to start for Southampton. I know you got Walker Peters there, who is good when he's fit, but he can be injury prone at times. Walker Peters. I mean, it's good competition. That's what you want in a team. In any team, you're managing good competition for every period. And I think Brandon Williams will win that at Southampton. And I think he's done enough to start for Southampton, in my opinion. So, and it's what Southampton needed. Southampton needs squad depth as well. Yeah. Because they're a bit like Brighton from last season. Probably the position in their table doesn't describe, because they've been quite unlucky. Yeah. So
you're absolutely right. They were really unfortunate with it. I can't remember how many injuries they got, but it was a bloody lot. It was a load of injuries. It was really unfortunate.
It was after they probably beat us 1-0.
I mean, they were right up there. I mean, at one point they were top of the league, for fuck's sake. So they were really good, and it was really unfortunate for Southampton, and I really did feel for them hugely. What we got here? Vels Burner says Irish headphones and mic. Where's RJ? He didn't accept my fight. No, you're not looking for RJ. You're looking for Reese. That's who you're looking for.
Why's Kenny flashing his camera?
Kenny, can you stop doing that, or I will just remove you? Because you're just right. Okay, then. Should buy a British one. We are all going. Should buy British. Right, cool. But Aaron, talk to me about Southampton. Brandon Williams, Southampton. Do you think that's a good move for the lad?
I think that's a really good move, especially since Ryan Bertrand's now going to be a Leicester player. I think that he's giving them some more experience and Premier League proven experience. Brandon Williams, for me, you know what? I've got this, I don't know why, but I've got this gut feeling that if he does really well at Southampton, it could end up being a permanent deal. And that's not me saying, that's not me predicting the future or me saying that's going to happen. I just have a gut feeling it could happen if it ends up being the right move, because I think that you look at Walker Peters, he wasn't getting enough minutes at Spurs, moves to Southampton, does quite well, gets the permanent move. I think Brandon Williams could be the same story, whether that pushes Kyle Walker Peters to the left or Brandon Williams to the left or pushes Walker Peters out the door. I'm not too sure. But I think that Brandon Williams could be a brilliant move for him, because I think he's sort of grafting at the sort of the lower end of the Premier League table. Bring that graft to United, and it gives them a little bit of something different the following season after next, and it gives them that little bit of something to maybe keep pushing them on. Maybe, let's say if they win the league this year and they need that little bit of extra grafting and defensive work to help keep their title from the youth level, Brandon Williams can bring that after he's grafted at Southampton for a season if he does really well. Yeah. So that could be the thing that keeps United their title, or it could be the thing that pushes them to their title next. So I do think overall, I think this is a good move for Brandon, and I'm proud of him because I think he is possibly one for the future from an English point of view. But yeah, I think overall, I think it's a good move. I'm saying this live from Wembley. I think Brandon Williams is a good move for him.
Yeah, no, I echo a lot of what you said. I don't think it'll be permanent. I think Brandon, it may well could be. I think the good thing about Brandon
is long-term replacement for Luke Shaw when he gets older or retires. Or
Luke Shaw's only 25, mate. I mean, there's only 4 years different. There's only 4 year difference between the two guys. No, look, I think what will happen is I think a loan is the right thing, and I think it will improve. I think he has got a lot of potential in him. I don't know if it'll be permanent. I think there's always that opportunity to make it permanent. But I don't know. It's an interesting one. We've got RJ back. I don't know if it's working better now. You there, RJ?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Jesus. Yeah, my computer must be acting off probably. I don't know. I'm now on mobile, so yeah.
Valves Burner said Irish headphones and mic.
Thankfully.
But I want to talk Brandon Williams to Southampton. I want to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this move for him?
I think it's probably the best move for him right now because, quite frankly, I don't see him starting next season. I don't see him being the backup for Wan-Bissaka. I personally think Dalot, after what he did with AC Milan, should be kept at the club personally because he's the only one at the right back position who can actually challenge Wan-Bissaka for that position. As for Southampton, I mean, look, last season was not a really good season for them. I don't even see this season going to be going well for them as well. You know, they're not bringing top quality signings that will keep them up for next season. So it'll be very interesting how it goes. Look, I would love to go for a better club, maybe, but probably say a mid-table club. Maybe that would be more interesting. But obviously, you know, the likes of Leeds signing Firpo from Barcelona recently, that obviously gets rid of the question. But no, look, Southampton is better than obviously, you know, a team that's going to be in relegation next season. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, shall we? But other than that, yeah, like I said, I think it's best move for him. He has to go not on a permanent basis, obviously, just on a temporary. And so it's just good to see his career move forward, obviously, because quite frankly, he's a young player that has a lot of potential. He's very physical. He's very he's like the defender that you like now. Like you said, you've said that many times before. He's very physical, you know, he puts in the work. So yeah, that's my opinion.
And his shithousery is world class. He has got world class shithousery. And if you watch this channel, you start to learn the players that I really like. I love shithousery. So what Messi did to Yerry Mina yesterday, I love that shit. I absolutely love that. That makes me happy. That just makes me happy seeing someone brutally rip the shit out of someone live on television. That gets me going. I love it. So when Brandon Williams chucks Callum Hudson-Odoi into the stands, I love that shit. That shit gets me going. That gets football. That gets the crowd going. I've had it at Argyle where we've had. I think it was Carl Fletcher. He just started shoving people around, and Paul Watton would. FYI, if you had to deal with one of Paul Watton's tackles or free kicks, FYI, go call the NHS and book an appointment because you're probably going to need it.
I was just going to say, I remember seeing stuff about that guy. I think if you ever got on the back end of one of his tackles, you'd need fucking life therapy after one of those tackles.
It wasn't even that. The way, how hard he could hit a ball as well, like off a free kick. Jesus. If you were in the wall, you were like, I am in danger here.
Protect your bollocks.
Mate, protect everything. Because it was brutal. But no, I love shithousery, and Brandon has got it in an abundance. I'm an LFC fan and want England to win, as you should. What's wrong with supporting England and being an LFC fan? Don't get on the scene. Can't I support the country you live in? Yes, you can. And England will win. Hey, Valspanner, talking shit. Can't wait for Martial to win the Ballon d'Or next year. I mean, Jesus, that is bit mad.
I mean, if Jorginho's in the running for it, I think anyone could be in the running for it this race.
Sanchez flopped in the Prem in my career mode. I'm guessing that's on FIFA. But I want to move over to Haaland. I want to talk a little bit about Erling Haaland because Chelsea fans have been gassing up and saying that they're getting everyone, and Roman Abramovich is about to go sleep with a hooker and, pay some more cash. But simply not the case. It looks like Haaland to Chelsea is going to be off because the amount of money in the whole deal, not just getting Haaland, but the whole bloody thing is just apparently ridiculous money. Chris, I'll start with you. What do you think of Haaland to Chelsea? I mean, it now looks like it's off. Apparently, it's going to be far too expensive for Chelsea to consider it.
It was never on for me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, of course, Dortmund had an ask for that amount of money. They had price teams out with the highest transfer fees we've seen in this world at the moment. Mm-hmm. So, and I've been said it in the comments, it's like Dortmund were always on the sell. They weren't on the sell yet, both of them though. One of them were on the 8th, and that was Sancho, which was expected. So, and Mino Raiola, he just cares about his takeaways, to be honest. So, so once he gets a bit of paycheck, he can spend on takeaways for himself, can't he? So, it's good for him. So, but yeah, I think Haaland, it might be more like, it was always more like to leave next summer, in my opinion, because that's when you think the transfer fee will probably door down a bit, depending what he does this season. I mean, if something drastic happens, so he suddenly flops, then everyone will be like, thank God we didn't pay that money for him this season, etc. But Haaland is a talented striker, but 150 million is not paying it for me. It could be the same thing with Harry Kane as well. Like, depending what.
I suppose at least the difference with Harry Kane is he is somewhat proven in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think Kane once made it here. He wants to leave, in my opinion. Yeah. So maybe Chelsea could go in for him, like Harry Kane alternative.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea don't normally tend to do business with Daniel Levy, mainly because Daniel Levy fucks them over. I'm pretty sure he sold Modric for less money to Real Madrid just because he didn't want to sell him to Chelsea. Like that man really, really does not like Chelsea. Yeah. I can't imagine why, because it's not like they're rivals, is it?
Kane's off the City anyways, in my opinion. So
is that pretty much confirmed, or is that just likely now at the moment?
No, I don't think he is. I looks like City are going for Griezmann at the moment. So, I think
this is the same Man City that said just yesterday that they can't get the prices for a replacement for Aguero. Sorry,
that's just chatting shit. It's why I'd never cover anything Pep says, because that man lies more than Welsh people.
I think what he's trying to do is twist the boat here and try and make people think he's not buying people that he's going to go out and spend million.
He's just a lying prick. But Aaron, talk to me about Haaland. What's your views on this move?
Chelsea fans need to stop gassing up this move because it will never fucking happen. Sorry, but I've seen Chelsea fans gas their players up all week and they're nothing but overhyped at the moment. They haven't seen them kick a ball this season, so they can't speak about anything unless they've won something next season. So my message to Chelsea fans would be, celebrate your Champions League, but celebrate it on the minimum now because it was a few months back. Look towards next season, put your predictions in, take it game by game, and just don't overhype it because you're just setting yourself up for disappointment sometimes. But in terms of Haaland, he's staying at Dortmund. He'll move probably next summer, or he'll stay there again, or move to somewhere else. Maybe not Chelsea. Maybe could be Chelsea. End of.
Well said.
I hear that. Dylan says, Pep, give me freedom, give me fire, give me 1 billion, or I retire. Love to see it. It's actually true, that.
Well, to be fair, I reacted to that news on Twitter. I just put that GIF of the Grinch. I think it was the Grinch that said, sorry, it was Elf. It was Buddy from Elf that said, you sit on a throne of lies. So I just replied with that.
I hear that. Kenny, Haaland?
I mean, I've already had my view on this, and I will have it again. Haaland will I was going to say this right now. Haaland will end up at Manchester United next summer. Remember this.
Oh, God. You've got Cavani, Greenwood, and Rashford and Martial.
Next season, we will have Cavani.
Why would you get Haaland when you're going to have a generational talent like Greenwood playing number 9?
Exactly. And Cavani is the tutor.
You've got Sancho on the right, Greenwood through the mid. What depth? You think Haaland's going? Well, mate, you think Haaland's going to let anyone start a game above him? You're deluded.
You're deluded, Kenny.
No,
you're an idiot. What, you expect Greenwood to sit on the bench? If you make Greenwood sit on the bench, he's walking out of Old Trafford going, "Fuck you all! I will go to Chelsea." Or he'll probably join Man City, and then you'll probably regret. Well, no, if you make him sit on the bench because you've gone and got Sancho, you're getting Haaland, you're getting Rashford. Greenwood will be like, "Thank you, but no, I'm off," and he'll probably go join.
That is like starting Omar Bogle over Haaland at Dortmund. It will never happen.
Pep will really love Mason Greenwood, so you could easily see Greenwood go to Man City and then make you regret exactly what you've just done. Haaland ain't going. Haaland is not going to Man U. That's the biggest, dumbest thing you've ever said. But I want to go to RJ because he's a United fan that speaks sense and doesn't come out with shite like that. RJ, talk to me about Haaland. I mean, where do you see him ending up this summer? If anywhere at all.
After Haaland, I also want to get your thoughts on that youngster Aidan Barlow afterwards because I want to get some insight on the information on him.
No problem. Well, first and foremost, Haaland, look, I'm not a big fan of him. I do think there's a bit of a hype train on him because, he has a phenomenal, he's really good at striking the ball into net, right? That's all he's good at. Look, for me, I think Chelsea would be a perfect spot for him because, like I said, he needs people who can deliver the ball straight to his feet into the box, simple as that. Kind of like Dortmund, right? But the problem is, right, a team like Chelsea, right, that would be the perfect place for him because you have people like Pulisic, I'm going to think of more, Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, Werner maybe on the wing, Havertz maybe if he's lucky, etc. Right, all on the wing, crossing it into Haaland. Like I said, it's a dream for him to be there. So, like I said, he'll have talent like that. Then in the midfield, he'll have N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, who's been pretty good for Italy at the moment. Kovacic if he's fit, you know what I mean? Like I said, the talent there is right there for him, and he can just slot in that striker position. Because do you really think that like Tammy Abraham's going to start over him? Not a hope. Tammy Abraham will probably go to Villa for all we know. So, no, I do think it's a good option. And where do I think he'll go? I think he'll stay because, quite frankly, no one's going to buy him for 150 million. No one's that stupid to buy him for 150 million. And it'll be Dortmund's fault because, quite frankly, then his release clause will kick in for about 77 million. So you pretty much lost half your profit just because you're a stubborn club who don't understand how to make business. That's why Jadon Sancho, you lost 30 million on that deal, didn't you? So simple as that, lads. I do think he'll stay at Dortmund for this season. Next season, he'll probably go to some team like Real Madrid, probably, for all we know. Definitely not Barca, because the situation Barca are in right now, they're kind of screwed. No, but look, in general, like I said, not
English. Do you see him ending up at an English club next summer?
Obviously, with the clause, the transfer clause of 77 million, I'd say loads of teams are going to go for him. And I think Chelsea, Man City. I don't think Liverpool should even take a look at him because there's no way Mohamed Salah and bloody Haaland will go together because two of them are so arrogant and so selfish. It will never work, right? First and foremost. So Liverpool fans don't even think about it. That's why you have Firmino right there because he does no striking whatsoever, and Sadio Mane and Salah love it absolutely. But no, in general, like I said, Chelsea and City probably the top two. I don't see Nigel Kenny. Like I said, man, don't even bother going for this overrated piece of shit, mate. Honestly, he's not worth it, man. Like I said, when we have Greenwood, look, he's not better than Haaland right now. But like future-wise, Haaland, I don't think. Like I said, it'll only take for all we know, next season Haaland might not do much. Like I said, Andre Silva got more goals than him this season, and he just signed for Leipzig for 20 million, right? That's what I'm saying, lads. City are saying, "Oh, we don't have the money to sign a striker." Andre Silva got more goals than bloody, more goals than Haaland, and only goes 20 million to Leipzig. Like, something's wrong with their bloody management team. That's because
I mean,
you're not saying fair like that. What are you doing?
I do hear that, and look, in terms of United, why would United go for him? As I said, when you've got a kid like Greenwood, why on earth are you going to put someone who's going to compete with him like that into your squad? You just wouldn't, because if you sit Greenwood on the bench, he's going to be like, thank you, but goodbye. I'm not getting game time. I'll leave. And if Greenwood goes to a City where he's best friends with Phil Foden, so you could clearly see that happen, and starts winning league titles and scoring goals and scores at Old Trafford and then starts dancing because Ollie was an absolute twat, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel like absolute mugs. I'll be delighted as my boys winning trophies and I'll laugh at United fans. But like, I think that whole situation of getting Haaland to United is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It truly is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But we are going to wrap it up there because Man has got Football Manager to play. Also, I need to go get some beers. We'll be back. Ask him backstage, mate, because I don't. If it's about a Doncaster signing, it's not anything that I think. I'm going to wrap up, but we'll be back at 7:30 for England versus Denmark. We'll be live at 7:30. I'll probably have a fair few cans next to me, so don't expect me to be sober for most of it. We'll be with Charles. We'll be with Max. Whoever wants to come on, just let me know, and I'll sort you out a link. So yeah, that's at 7:30. Then tomorrow for the next 2 days after that, it's just transfer talks. So it's all just transfer talks. But before we go, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're 2 away from 360 subscribers, so it'd be amazing if we can achieve that by the end of the day. But Chris, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter, ChrisWells96, and find me on YouTube at ChrisWells with Amden. I am planning that Renato Sanchez video of him signing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hear that. Aaron, where can they find you, mate?
Well, stay of all days. I don't care about socials. Just pray for England. Pray we'll get the win tonight. Hopefully get to our first final. Unfortunately, I won't be on the semi-final stream. Hopefully be on the final stream. If not, then I'll be definitely on the reaction after the final if we win. I think I've made a bet that I'll dye my hair like Foden's if we win the Euros, so I might be getting closer and closer to that bet happening. I'm not too sure yet, but there we go. I do have a couple of videos I am pumping out today, though, as well. We've got a couple of updates from Europa Park and Canada's Wonderland on the Coast Shell YouTube channel. And we've got a daily reports today speaking about our seventh and final pre-season game coming up on the 28th of July against Sheffield United at the Keepmoat Stadium. We're also talking about a new trialist, the youngster from West Ham, Akinola. And we're also speaking about the confidence and the progress of Omar Bogle through the manager Richie Wellens' comments. So stay tuned for all those videos. And yes, come on, Three Lions, come on.
Kenny, where can they find you, mate? You're muted.
You can find me at Sancho is here on Twitter. Let's talk EPL, Kenny TV on YouTube, and Kenny the United fan on Twitch.
Perfect. And RJ, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me supporting the Danes tonight because, like Hashmish Michael said, when has it ever been home? You can also find me on Rabbi Teguer on YouTube and other social media sites. That's been me, lads. Yeah, make sure you do subscribe, lads, and get this to 360 subscribers, lads.
Yeah. Hashmish Michael, if you hadn't already realised, is a cunt. A dickhead, and is about to get humiliated on live television because once Harry Kane, I mean, what he's done is he's given our team talk. So cheers, Casper. I suppose you're doing double duty today, being a dickhead and an average goalkeeper. By the way, your dad was better than you. But we're going to end it there. Cashbush Michael is going to be in the mud after his comments. I guess what happens when you say stupid things on live TV? Well, England are going to come and humiliate you on live TV. So do enjoy your humiliation because you're going to have mud in your face. But until then, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out. Oh, boy.